Hello, Nico. Good to see you.
Hello, everyone streaming and on YouTube. Let's begin by setting our motivation for doing the practice. And of course, since we're doing the King of Prayers, we could make our motivation intention as big as Samanta Bhadra's aspirations. So by virtue of doing this practice, by reading this King of Prayers together and receiving Geshe's teachings, may we directly perceive ultimate truth and liberate in that second all beings from the great ocean of samsaric suffering. So I'm not going to share the screen now. Okay. King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Mantabhadra. Samantabhadra Karya Pranidhana Raja. Zampo Chirpe Munlam Gigyalpo. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You lions among humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, and the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas. And I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder, heap high as Mount Meru. All wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You are the bright lights of worlds in 10 directions, who attained a Buddhist omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever is light, positive potential I may have created by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past, accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives in all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following in the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods and every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I use the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various disposition of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a Bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among Bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair, so I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the complete pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the very tendency of being. With strength of understanding I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma of all Buddhas and 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lions among humans, and with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final, perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift, magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening. Purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces, I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of Dharma, may I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities, may I fulfill an ocean of aspirations, may I make offerings to all ocean of Buddhas, to an ocean of Buddhas, may I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice, and of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise man called Samantabhadra, all-embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise may I dedicate, just as the skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this bodhisattva practice of all-embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. Oh, Geshe has arrived.
Amula, please continue.
May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space, likewise limitless are living beings, thus limitless are karma and afflictions. May my aspirations reach be limitless as well. Now this is where we probably will start today, page 10, the first stanza. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening, gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower reavers, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully ripened result comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication which is praised as greatest, by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus in this joyful land of Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with 1,000,000,000 emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated, by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential, by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of this scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. And now the preliminary prayers. First, the short mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru for continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as the Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect pure Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release the rain of vast and profound Dharma precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Ratamandalakam Niryatayami. Now Geshe will lead us in the Refuge and Bodhicitta prayer.
Sanje, Chodang Soje, Chonang Lo, Chajo, Dani, Nage, Chishin, Jebe, Sonanje, No Long, Pinja, Sanje, No Long, Sanje, Chodang Soje, Chonang Lo, Chajo, Dani, Jodon, Nage, Chishin, Jebe, No Long, Pinja, Sanje, No Long, Sanje, Chodang Soje, Chonang Chajo Bano Dane Jabsonje, Dake Chushen Jibe Sunamje, Nola Penje Sanje. Sada Lamrim Lamrim Omono Jajela so Chushe Shama Jama Jama Nama Sacha Sola Roda Deda Shija Tabe Chushe Deshe. Namo Hare Kedanu Dane Jebe Tepo Dada Mi Kedanu Loa Punja Nama Junda Tamje Kedanu. Chue Te Po Kange Tuze Nyazon Tawa Tamje Bambesh. Ambejene zeba godam de la chance lo. Oh yeah, good evening. So welcome back to the class. Oh, good evening, Venerable Alhamdulillah. Good evening, Domasi. Good evening, Yeshua. Good evening, Pati Panditji. Good evening, Nico. Good Tashi Gelek, Sandra. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Elise. Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Julie. Good evening, David. Good evening, Joanna. Good evening, so all the invisible beings on the YouTube or Zoom here. Welcome back to the class. So now here says like ultimate explanations. That's the sections, ultimate explanations. There's so much been said in the beginning, from beginning to till now. So much been said about importance of bodhisattva and bodhicitta, and the power of the bodhicitta, and all the wishes, positive wishes or prayer, they're like powered by bodhicitta. So much been said related to enlightened beings, bodhisattvas, other sentient beings, other people who are in the path, they're about to enter into the path, those who are already into the path, and those who are like getting close to the end of the path, all of that. So now here, this is kind of like a ultimate explanation, Tardugi Sheba, Tardugi Sheba, ultimate explanation. So Namge Tadu Chuba, Chizaba, Simje Malu, Taya, Tejin, the Chizan Leda, Nimuta Juba, Dagamelon, that's a most likewise, no space. No space is very vast, and you can hardly measure from one side to other side. No, it's like vast as space. All the beings, all mother sentient being is like that, like vast as like space. You can hardly count them. So that's what it means. It almost seems like countless, even though it's not countless, but it seems like countless. So similarly, so then the karma and the delusion is also like that. So that you're wishing, you're generating the aspirations that may my wishes, may my positive wishes, or may my prayer, the power by bodhicitta, altruistic attitude should be like vast as a space, or like many as sentient beings and many as like karma and delusions. Can you imagine like there's a karma and delusion that you can, even if you cannot count living beings, so then sentient beings, so they can imagine that each consciousness, like functioning based on his or him, her karma. So then delusion simply means disturbing thought. So then you are generating aspirations that they may my prayer or positive wishes be like that, vasas like that. Okay, so there's ultimate explanations. Oh. 남게 todo 주도 남게 todo 주바 치자마 심지말로 타야 대신데서 치자마 레다니 못하주바 다게 멜랑 타야 대서. It's kind of like when you say the word with contemplation, it's kind of like how you say it's kind of generated strength. It's kind of even just saying the word with the contemplations. It's kind of like, oh, that much power, like that much power. It's kind of like generate the strength. It's kind of stretch your positive, like altruistic attitude, kind of stretch positive altruistic attitude. Even though you may say one prayer, but in the mind, like imagining or like generating those aspirations that made my prayer, the very prayer that I was saying, become like vast as a space. So then, more magic has been created, okay? Very strong inspirations or interests or desire to cross the oceans, samsara is like oceans. It's not really calm oceans, the wild wave of action and karma, delusions is already there. And in that water, there are like 3 different types of alligators roaming around, refers to First Noble Truth, according to Guru Puja, composed by Penchen, 4th Penchen Lama, greatly contributed for Gelugpa traditions. Inherent a lot of lineage from Lama Tsongkhapa and his main disciple. When the Manjushri has been giving teaching, there's only 2 humans are there. Lama Tsongkhapa, he's one of his main disciples. So the Penchen Losar Chuche, 4th Penchen Lama, managed to receive entire instructions. It's called a miracle volume. Miracle volume. How is it volume? To be
Volume.
Yeah, miracle volumes. That's called, actually refers to the teachings. Ninju Tribal albums transmitted from ear to ear or mouth to mouth. Ninju Tribal album. Yeah, when Manjushri taught, there's only 2 humans, Lama Tsongkhapa and one of his main disciples. I was not remembering the name. Tokden Jambajasu, Tokden Jambajasu, Tok refers to realization. Tokden Jambajasu, Jambajasu, Master Jambajasu, Lama Tsongkhapa's main disciples, Master Jambajasu, who possessed realization, was there when Metteyya Buddha offered this miracle miracle volume. It's called miracle volume. So their teachings, the fourth Panchen Lama received all of them. So one, then Panchen Lama Chujan said in the Guru Puja, Tade Shukta Jewa Chinjalo, so like that, Shukta Jewa Chinjalo. So like it's not just karma and delusion. They are like wild wave. Samsara is considered as oceans. The oceans are not calm. So now you see, when you look around every day, there people are doing something on the newspaper. And nowadays, now you can see or hear, you can read, see. Long time ago, you cannot see. Now, second, you can see, you can hear. So this is all the work of karma and delusions. So now here, Sarya Satya Suma's J is a melody number. So now this at the end. Now it's kind of we are reaching to the end of Guru Puja. Now the explanations of benefit of prayer, benefit of king of prayer, probably benefit of king of prayer. So explanations based on three topics. Or three 3 points. J means now beginning, actual, end. Now it's end. At the end, explanations of the benefit of the prayer refers to Bodhisattva prayer, in this case, king of prayer. Okay. Tongwe chodan dembe pyeje. Tongju tsidinina tongwe pyeje. Tongwe chodan dembe pyeje benefit. You don't have to wait up to this life. Benefit you see within this life, first of all. Benefit you see within this life, this life. No need to wait for the next life. Achieving something, the benefit of achieving something in the future life means probably life after this. Able to achieve or obtain mundane goodness or goodness of beyond mundane and beyond mundane. So there's two ways to explain mundane and what is the opposite of mundane? What is the opposite of mundane?
Supramundane.
Oh, this is still mundane.
Supramundane.
Opposite.
Extraordinary.
Mundane means ordinary, right? Mundane. So then opposite.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. So there's specific term, there's a Dharma term. Anyway, it's a way to differentiate between mundane and extraordinary. There's a way to differentiate. So I'm not sure what kind of term. The Jidemba, they use term mundane. So I'm not sure the Jidele Deva, so beyond mundane or something like that. So there's a specific term they use. That's the Dharma term. There's two ways to explain. It's not here, but there's some other text. There's two ways to explain. One, you could say someone who does have conviction, faith towards causality or karma. That's probably, you could say, beyond mundane. Someone who doesn't have faith in karma, you can say mundane. That's one way to explain. Another is a little bit deeper. Mundane means being who does not experience shunyata or who does not have a wisdom experiencing emptiness or shunyata. This mundane being who has experienced shunyata, there's then extraordinary. So there's a true way to explain. Okay, so just for the sake of knowledge, next time when you see, Sandra, you understand? Oh, good. So then obtaining, achieving mundane and extraordinary goodness of mundane, extraordinary goodness, so mainly refers to the meditative experience, realization, all of that. They're like extraordinary achievements, okay? So benefit of that. So these are the three points that these are three bases. The explanation of the benefit of King of Prayer is going to explain basis of these 3 points. It's clear? Oh, yeah. So now, the benefit you see or experience in this life will explain basis on 4 points. First one, special. One will, how you say, create special positive energy or merit. That's the first one. Second one, now this is like benefits that you may experience in this life. No need to wait for next life. This life is going to explain based on these 4 points. The first one is will create special merit. That's the first one. Second one, ability to have the visions of enlightened beings or see. Maybe probably not here, some other text. There's 3 different ways that we can communicate with the deities. First one, in the dream. In the dream, you may have dreams about the deities, the particular deity that you are devoted. And not just that, and doing the practice that is associated with that particular deity, Tara, Vaja Yogini, Manjushri, whatever that might be. Seeing that deities in the dream, there's one way to communicate. Second, having a vision, not sleep, you're awake. Maybe doing meditation, then having a vision of that particular deities. Better, a little bit better than the first one. The best, so then like Lama Atisha, seeing Tara face to face, like that. There's 3 different ways that we can have, we can connect with the deities. So that's what it means, like, as a benefit of seeing enlightened beings, So, Chanju Samba Tangsi, Kawanyam Bani, Tobepe, you may, become Bodhisattva or like Bodhisattva or Bodhisattva could happen in this life, the benefit, third benefit. The last one, which the Yungsu Sebas, completely purify the karma, So see, the power of the bodhicitta purifies so much, the power of bodhicitta, even just thinking about. Or then, of course, like intellectual meditation on bodhicitta purify so much because so much karma has been created based on other beings. If there's no other beings, probably there will be not much negative karma has been created in the first place. Because of the other beings, so much karma has been created related to the other beings, and very little negative karma created based on yourself, so. But most out of 99 probably created based on other living beings. So therefore, thinking about something positive, just for one being, you create one merit. Thinking about for 10 beings, you create 10 merit. Thinking about 100, you create 100 merit. Thinking about 1,000, you create 1,000 merit. Thinking about then 100,000, millions, billions, zillions. Oh, then that's how much you merit create based on each being. So that's why bodhicitta purifies so much karma. That's exactly the reason why it purifies so much karma, because you cannot say, I did not create any negative karma based on other beings. Probably giving this life has no beginning. Can you imagine that? So meditation on bodhicitta probably become like spark that has the ability to burn this whole stack of hair. Probably just like, in order to burn the whole stack of hair, you don't need that much fire to burn. You can just have spark that could burn like this entire hair. So there's the power of bodhicitta. Meditating on bodhicitta, inspired by reading about bodhicitta, and very much wishing to generate a bodhicitta, all of that purify karma, not just purify, completely purify. Yongsu say means exhaust. Yongsu say means completely exhaust, not just exhaust, completely exhaust. So that's why no bodhicitta, no bodhicitta. According to Masa Shanti Deva, Tewe Chonga, therefore, so much reasons been given, importance of bodhicitta, developing bodhicitta, that now kind of like, Shanti is kind of like summarizing. Tewe means, usually Tewe means therefore. The very word Tewe means therefore. Tewe Chonga, Cho, sadness, we all have sadness. Joy, sadness. Ngal means kind of like, like feeling heavy heart. Kun, all, not just one, all. Joy, sadness. Depression is already included there, depression. Joy. Ngal means, like heavy heart. Kun means all, sel means eliminate. Tewe chonga kun service, chanju semji, tashunes. Bodhicitta is like a horse, the powerful horse. Powerful. If you manage to ride that horse, what that horse does, that horse will eliminate all the sadness, all the heavy heart, completely eliminate. That horse will bring you to happiness. Tewe chonga kun service, chanju semji, tashunes. Then you may think, oh, that's too much to tackle. Maybe I'm worried that I may end up nothing for myself. This is all ignorance. You don't need to worry. You are going to end up with abundance. You are not going to end up with nothing. If you're worried, I'm only thinking about the well-being of other sentient beings, there's nothing left for me. Ignorance is not wisdom. If you do that, you will have abundance, not like no need to worry at all. Therefore, one should not, Shanti Deva said, one should not feel discouraged riding that horse. If you have mind, you must ride that horse. You must have that was Shanti Deva's encouragement for all of us, you, me, all of us. That's the best things to do. It's the hardest things to do, but it's the best things to do. Getting angry, getting jealous, or criticizing, judging, easy things to do, not the best things to do. Nobody gain anything. You don't gain anything. The moment you are jealous, you're losing something. We have to understand that very clearly. You're losing something. The moment you get angry, you're losing so much. You have to understand. Don't just say, I love myself. If you really love, try all your best. Even though it's the hardest thing to do, that's the best thing to do. Try not to get angry. Try not to get jealous. Instead, try to rejoice. If your neighbor is buying a new car, don't get jealous. Rejoice. Just think they have money to buy, just rejoice. So Shanti encourage us, all of us, not to get discouraged. This is the best thing to do. If you say, then you can say, oh, I love myself, I love my life, because my life is precious, because every day I'm doing something that makes me so happy. Oh, then that's all good. It's all good. Okay? Then we are doing every day something that makes you unhappy. And we don't question twice. Why you do that? No question twice. When you're trying to meet bodhicitta, and there's so much question rise, why you do bodhicitta, why you worry about other people's well-being, other people? That's the best thing to do. Don't we like the best thing to do? Yeah, all of us, we like to do something best. We like to do something good. That's the good things to do. And you are the one who's doing it. Therefore, you don't worry, oh, there may be nothing left for me. That's ignorance, no wisdom. You will end up with abundance, okay? Sorry, there's so much been said, it's not part of here, but I think it's necessary. It's necessary for you, for all my friends, all of us. It's our moral responsibility to get the best out of this precious human life. Get the best out of this precious human life. Getting angry, you're losing. You're not gaining anything. You're losing. Moment you are pessimistic, thinking something negative about yourself, you are not doing anything good. No, it's all about yourself. Bodhicitta is for you, Bodhicitta is for you. Not just you, somebody else benefits. Somebody else gets benefit. No. Disturbing thought, nobody benefits. Okay, it's not just religious business. It's about your well-being. It's about your well-being. So it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard, but it's the best. The best. So now here, now the stanza here, okay, Chapati is one of the pairs, able to grab or create special merit. Memorizing, reading, studying King of Prayer, there's benefit within this life that you can see. No need to wait for till you get enlightened. So this is one of them, able to create very special merit. Okay, so now that has two stanzas. Alhamdulillah, can you read that? The first one, sorry, they already read the first one. Can you read first one, the second and third? Second and third is about creating special merit.
I'm just guessing that you're on this stanza 47. 48 and 49. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential.
So now here, can you repeat the third line?
Gives rise to faith just once?
Yeah, third line or fourth line. I'm not sure how the English has been
Oh,
translated.
but whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential.
The first one, second stanza, not the very first.
Well, one may offer to the Buddhas
Oh,
all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans.
see, now the greatest, there's something to think about, okay? Greatest happiness of human and God. So you see, there's like Bodhisattva Samadhi word. It's not my word. It's not your word. Bodhisattva Samadhi word. Great happiness of human. So need to think about that. Great happiness of human. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Physical, mental. Only two things. Nothing. There's no third. There's two things. Greatest happiness of human. What is it? Is it physical? Is it mental? What is it? Oh, even in the Thara benefit of reciting 21 Thara praises, in that prayer also mentioned the excellence, excellence, happiness of human and like human and what? Amula, human and what? No, here. What is it here? Human and what?
Oh, humans and gods and humans.
Gods, like celestial beings. God. Yeah, see that human achieve greatest human happiness. We are human. You are fully capable to achieve great human happiness. Physical, mental, so it's kind of tricky word. Deva, day, physical happiness. Same day, mental happiness. Oh. Every day, do we experience human happiness? Do we experience human happiness? The good question to ask. Do we experience human happiness? If the answer is yes, which one? Physical or mental? What do you mean physical? Generated by five senses. Yeah, you can achieve happiness through five senses. That's called physical happiness. You could achieve. Question is, do we achieve human happiness every day or not? It's not like human happiness is not hand out. Hand out, how is it? Hand out? Hand out? Is it the correct way to say hand out?
Yes, hand out or hand it out. Yeah.
Hand it out. That sounds more like American. Hand it out. Human happiness is not handed out. So now question, before we go to bed, you can watch your video, all day long video. You can watch your own video. No need TV, so you can watch your video and see, did you achieve human happiness? It's not, human happiness is not handed out. Physical happiness generated by six senses, or five senses, or six senses, five senses. No, I'm not. Yeah, mainly five senses. So, good question to ask. Well, I feel so good. I could have, there's like the great risk that I could have lose my patience, my cool, but I didn't. I thought. I maintain my calm mind, even that environment. Yeah, you have reason to feel good because you put some effort, not just reacting right away. You've been thinking. Oh, benefit of bodhicitta, allows you to maintain your coolness. Even there's fire, you become cool. You don't burn. Nobody burns. Because you are meditating. It doesn't look like you're sitting down like this, but you're maybe sitting on the couch, sipping a cup of coffee, making people that are making, particularly kids making a lot of noise, all kind of nonsense thing, saying back and forth. You maintain to stay calm, peaceful, because you are meditating, because you are thinking. You are not reacting right away, you are thinking. Because all the practice that you do allows you to pause and think. You are thinking. Oh, so yeah, there's reason to be proud, reason to feel good, because that's great risk. It's not just visualizing. There's a great risk. It's happening. It's not just you're visualizing, it's actually happening. And somehow you maintain to keep yourself calm and peaceful and sit back and looking for the broader picture. Not just focusing on what they say or how they say, like what I like here, what I don't, not focusing on that. You are focusing on something big. So that allows you to keep yourself calm and peaceful. Yeah, before you go to bed, when you look at your video, it's part of that, you feel good. You give credit to yourself and encourage yourself to do more next day, do more. And you achieve one of the human happiness, mental happiness. You achieve mental happiness. So you need that. Many as you can get, you need that. And you are fully capable. So that means they were like human, the great happiness of human and God, the celestial beings. So Kaya chochu shinam taya bas, rinjinji de jawanam, very strong word, very heavy. I mean like positive heavy, rinjinji de jawanam. Maybe setting up altar, saying Om Om with full mindfulness. Maybe you may be offering one piece of incense, one piece of lights, and one piece of maybe like see a few flowers. In your mind, it's millions. It's not just one. It's millions of incense, millions of lights, millions of flowers, millions of everything, all the goodness. Imagine in the mind, millions in front of each Buddha, in each enlightened Pure Land, each Buddha filled with, completely filled. So you create so much merit, you create so much merit. That's the way to achieve the great human happiness. If you are a celestial being, you can still achieve happiness. Even though the environment that you are in might be much better than like some other realms, but still, even you are celestial beings, if you do that, you can still achieve the mental happiness. Of course, human, the best, the greatest human happiness. Shingi dunya kabapuwa, not just today, but all the time, till you reach enlightenment, all the time. So millions of flowers, millions of light, millions of incense, millions of water bowl, in front of each and every Buddhas and Bodhisattva from all the directions, all the time. So then you feel good. That's good. That's the way to create mental happiness. Okay. Kangi ngove jabu ditune. Mental offering. Light doesn't have to be something serious. Light could be very playful. Playing all kind of shape. Light doesn't have to be very serious. The beautiful music, beautiful like music, can be like all kind of instrument. If you're playing the guitar, just imagine you're playing that guitar, the beautiful song in front of each and every Buddha and Bodhisattva from all the directions, all the time. Basically, you are playing guitar, you create so much merit. You create so much merit. And just imagine that whoever hears the sound liberated from samsara. There's mental happiness. Okay. Kangi ngoe jabu ditu, ngoe jabu. The king of dedication probably refers to the king of prayer. Kangi ngoe jabu ditu, whoever hears this king of prayer, Chanju Choki, Jesus Ramish, may they able to generate aspiration for full enlightenment. Beautiful, beautiful. Leji, some taba chaba, so no tambish to ditchers. Even just having a, like I say, here the word use faith. Faith doesn't mean belief. Even just having an interest only one time about King of Prayer, you create so much like excellent marriage. So now so that marriage is going to be the best one. Because now we have been studying this, all this wishes, the power by bodhicitta, some of them cannot be materialized, but the person cannot, bodhisattva cannot help. The positive word that comes out of their mouth, positive thought that pops up in their mind, is all powered by bodhicitta. Some of them probably cannot be materialized, but cannot help that much, power bodhicitta produce. So then you create the best merit, Oh, no, thank you to the teacher. And if you are saying this King of Prayer if you're using the King of Prayer as a daily practice, when you say, and just imagine you are saying in all kind of language, Power of the mind cannot underestimate it, all kind of language. So that's why at the beginning of the class, the second stanza that I said, language of the celestial being, language of the Naga, this all this, the invisible beings, language of all the invisible beings, Namo, as you say, bow down, prostrations, Namo, Haike, language of celestial beings, language of Naga beings, language of all the spirit. Within the spirit, there's many different kinds of spirit also, because they don't have like gross body like we do, therefore we cannot see them. Doesn't mean they are not there, they're there. And I'm going to give teachings in all the language, even though I don't speak perfect English, but that's what I said in the beginning of the class. Oh, so, need to think, when it comes down to positive things, need to think big as possible, vast as space, offering everything, need to think big in order to create more merit. Oh, okay. Then you create the best merit. Even just having a one-time interest in the King of Prayer, you create this merit, an unbelievable amount of merit, okay? So that's the first one. You can see in this life, you don't have to wait for next life or get enlightened. These are the benefits you can see within this life, very this life. Okay. Yeah, it's not a shortage of image, So when you go to Costco, BJ, in this country, you have the biggest shopping mall. You have the biggest shopping mall. You have the biggest store on the earth in this country. So then every store sells flowers, food, all kinds of things. There's no shortage of the image. You can just offer them, okay? Sincerely, genuine. Oh. The second was 로바토마다 조분이 바빠면 대신샤바 통해서. So now even the scientists, they just released I think the NASA probably put up like some telescopes, so now they can capture like galaxy. Sometimes they say galaxy, sometimes they say universe. For Buddhism, it's not new, nothing new. Like millions of universe. For Buddhism, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's all in the scientists might be new, but now they are probably ability to see. So, we are not only beings in this universe, there are millions of universe. There are beings there. So, now the second one, benefit, second point, explanation of benefit of this life, within this life, based on the second point. Influence. No matter what you do, what other people do, there will be influence in the life. There will be influence in life. So therefore, not every single influence will be positive. Some of them will be negative. It's like talking about politics all the times. So there's probably hard to say it will be positive influence or negative influence. They're saying in Tibetan, not just saying, it's part of the teaching. Kangshi Sergirila nature means if you lean on the golden mountain, then golden mountain. If you lean on the golden mountain, there's a possibility you yourself may transform, become gold. If you lean on the poison mountains, you may become affected. Kanchi segirla nature na thea dachatam just kanchi tugurla just. Oh, so they're talking about influence. So, we have choice. We can, you see like kids playing, two boys playing. So you see the influence very clearly. One boy doesn't say the word they normally used to say. Other boy says, then so then eventually not after hours, other boys saying the same thing. That's called influence. It doesn't have to be negative, but something like nonsense. Doesn't have to be some negative word, something nonsense. So influence, so here, this benefit, of course, the benefit is the seeing enlightened being within this life. So before you see enlightened beings, all this negative influence will be removed by, of course, if someone wholeheartedly read King of Prayer, very much inspired by King of Prayer, this negative influence will be removed by the power of King of Prayers, before you engage, it kind of makes you think twice, so what's important? So there's benefit of seeing enlightened beings, and not just that, plus free yourself from the bad influence of the people that you hang out. Always talk about something negative, nothing much positive things to say. Every word that comes out of that person's mouth was always negative. So then the influence, there you'll be free from that. Okay. Ramula, can you read that word, please? Kangi Sanju Melam Dita.
Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light.
Doesn't have to be Amitabha. Amitabha is one of them, but enlightened beings probably better choice. Choose the word enlightened being. Doesn't have to be Amitabha. Then Kangi Sanjay Melam database. Reading, saying, reciting this very king of prayer. Kangi Sanjay Melam database, because this is the best collection of Bodhisattva prayer. Kangi Sanjay Melam database. Tending in some time Pamba choose. Oh, like we have so much doubt. Unfortunately, we are stubborn. We are very stubborn. We are not easy to convince. Kangi Sanjay Melam database. If someone practice, say, read this prayer, then all the door to lower realm will be closed. Are you convinced? Maybe it's too good to be true. We have so much doubt. Maybe sounds are too good to be true. Meanwhile, say nothing. So you don't believe and like it's too good to be true. Meanwhile, you say nothing. All the door will be closed. Then all the bad influence will be eliminated. Nawataye. So Nawataye, that's the particular name for Buddha Amitabha. Nawataye. That's mentioned here in the stanza. So what I'm saying doesn't have to be Amitabha Buddha. Nawataye, in Tibetan word called Yopame. Yopame means like limitless light, countless light. Yopame. Tibetan word, Nawataye. Nawa means like light, Taye means like limitless. So here Nawataye. If somebody Yopame, if the Yopame word Yopame here is very clear. Everybody, even Tibetan people who read Tibetan, they know Yopame means. Nawataye, that's a different name. You need to be educated, otherwise you will not know. There's Amitabha. That is Amitabha. Limitless light, that is Amitabha. But you need to be educated. So like Yopame, that's very commonly known Buddha Amitabha names, Yopame and Yopame. Nawataye, that's a different way of saying like the new tones, they you'll see Buddha Amitabha. Oh, quick. I'm not sure how quick. It says quick. So how quick? So that's all based on your devotions and your convictions, faith into this King of Prayer. In my monastery, there are some senior monks, my neighbors, well educated, senior Geshes. He recites every day King of Prayer. He recites every day King of Prayer. 100% convinced because of the Bodhisattva Samadhabhata word, his own word, he was 100% convinced that's what's going to happen. If you do it every day, the lower door will be completely closed. No, like lower realm door will be closed. So he was convinced. He was convinced that he said this every day. Oh, yes, there's that one. So now the second one, moving the third point. Maybe Bodhisattva, or maybe not Bodhisattva, then like Bodhisattva, Nyeba Tsoa, livelihood. Nyeba means probably gift. Life out of life, people kind of like praise of course, if you practice bodhicitta, people will praise, So achieving that, all of that, okay. Kurti. Kurti, there's another word. Kurti means like bowing down. Nyeba means actually offering something, some material things, offering something. Nyeguru. Teta nyeba rani there was mizidiya teta level. So Lamula, now please, now second stanza. What time is it now?
We have about 20 more minutes.
Huh?
We have about 20 more minutes.
Okay, very good. So now can you read this next stanza, please?
And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself.
Nothing much to say here, it's quite clear. Now the fourth point. Exhausting negative karma. Not just exhausting, completely exhausting. Complete exhaustion. Complete exhaustion. So 참여하고 다기 디반남스 방금 미시 온기 쳐봐도 뒤에서 묻혀봐 디주나. Yeah, so the big problem, we are not convinced. We don't say, even though there's so much benefit, so much benefit. So Lamula, read this, please. Complete exhaustion of karma. Benefit of complete exhaustion of karma.
Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance.
What is called 5?
The 5 boundless harmful actions.
See, bound, when there's a boundary, so that means it's separate. There's boundary, there's no boundless. That's the name of this karma. Sometimes they call 5 heinous karma. The same thing, samanga, means result. You are going to experience, there's no break right after this life. There's no break from another life. It's not going to be, or maybe a few lifetimes back. No, right away. After this life, you will experience the result. If you committed one of those karma, this is the most serious one. So then there's a minor, like not being mindful, said something. If you regret, it purifies. If you don't regret, if you rejoice, it's become harder to purify because you are happy that you did that. So then human nature usually regret or feel bad. Feeling bad purifies. There's a small minor, like karma here, there. Unknowingly, unintended, someone experience consequences because you have no intentions. That happens, things like that. If you say the king of prayer, immediately, nurtu means not waiting like few days, 1 week, no. Immediately, nurtu. Malu means each and every one of them. Malu. Yongsu means all. Chang means purify. Can imagine now, boundless karma, this 5 heinous karma, generally speaking, there's no break that is definite. You are going to experience the result very next life if you say the king of prayer. Whose word is this? Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. What? These things happen. These things happen. If that happens, the person should not feel bad. There's a way out. There's a way to overcome. No need to feel bad. There's a way to overcome. And you are fully equipped, you are fully capable to purify. All the minor karma that doing created without being mindful, all of that. If you recite this king of prayer, recite, immediately each and every one of them purify, completely purify. See, that's why this word is really powerful word. I think that's the reason that senior monks, my neighbor, back in the monastery, every single day recite king of prayer. But don't think that's the only way to purify. Don't think, oh, how's about all the rest of the practices I do? Purify too. Purify. Oh. So now you see, if you already memorize, now you see something to feel good. When you feel good, there's a mental happiness. Okay? So now see, we don't have to live with our bad feeling. We don't have to live with our bad feeling. We have choice. Not just choice, we have wonderful choice. We don't have to live with. It's important to know that you are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistake. But we don't have to live our life with that mistake. There's a way out. You can overcome. You don't have to hold on that year after year, month after month, week after week, day after day. Just a king of prayer. Finish. King of prayer. No, it's not that difficult. So just imagine that Bodhisattva Samadhi telling you, please you don't have to live with your bad feeling. You can overcome. Just say the prayer. Just say the prayer, So not few. Immediately, each and every one of them purifies. What Bodhisattva Samadhi again? Nothing than merit. This book has no copyright. Anybody can print. He's not making a penny. You can translate in any language. There's no copyright. The Bodhisattva has no interest about mundane gain. They have no interest. They just want to benefit us. Before they become Bodhisattva, they probably feel the same thing. They probably feel like they're hopeless, helpless, hopeless. Don't know how to get out of the hole because they are in a deep hole, don't know how to get out of the hole, helping us. Just imagine Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva Samadhi calling your name, Oh my dear, you don't need to stay with your bad feeling. You can just purify them. Just purify them. The instruction is very clear, okay? Not to hold on, not to hold on. Very important, okay? Very important. So now, what time, how much time we have, Dhamasi?
We have about 12 minutes, Geshe.
What could go wrong reciting King of Prayer? Zero, probably zero. There's many other practice. There's so many things could go wrong. There are many other practice could go. Many things could go wrong. King of Prayer, what could go wrong? That's how it's been said. By Lama Tsongkhapa, Lama Adisha, all these great masters, that's how it's been said. It's exactly what what is saying, this exact has been said. There's no separate king of prayer, the same king of prayer. Oh, Celestial Monastery. So every year we do one whole week of prayer sessions. During those prayer sessions, what we do, we just do King of Prayer. That's all we do. That's called, this prayer festival is called King of Prayer Festival every year in the monastery. 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up, go to the temple all day long till 9 o'clock at night, whole week. What do you do? Focus on the King of Prayer. Why? Now you see why. No. Those monks are well educated. It's not like, oh, they have nothing. No, they are well educated. Many of them educated, but we focus on the King of Prayer. So, and therefore, I'm very happy that many of you show interest into this King of Prayer. So that's a very good thing. So from now on, all my friends, whenever we make mistake, don't sit with that. Don't sit with that. Don't sit with that. No, okay. So now the achieving the benefit in that, not this life or next life, doesn't mean, like, generally speaking, next life doesn't mean, does not mean it will not happen this life. All these 4 things will happen in this life, 100% happen. That one, generally speaking, next life doesn't mean has to wait for next life, okay? So now here, this is like divided into 2 sections, two point. First one, benefit related to the cause. Second one, benefit related to the result. There's a 2 point that I'm going to explain based on these 2 points. Benefit related to the cause, benefit related to the result. Okay. So the first stanza related to the cause, benefit related to the cause. Kamala, can you say that, please?
Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings.
3 worlds, underground, on the ground, above ground. If you wonder, there's 3 worlds. If you wonder, underground, on the ground, above ground, 3 worlds reverse to that. If you wonder, underground, on the ground, above ground, 3 worlds. That's pretty much kind of sums up all living beings right there, 3 worlds, underground, on the ground, above ground. Talking about enlightened qualities, 32 sign, 84 marks. So right now, this in the West, there's no problem. You don't have problem with caste. You don't have caste systems. You don't have caste systems, in the West. So there's nothing to do. If you're born in the West, who knows? Maybe after 100 years, 1,000 years, there might be. But there's some. But India used to have caste systems long time ago. Still some problem here there. Unfortunate. So talking about influence. So how much time we left? Sorry, I'm like kids keep asking when you take kids to the journey. So like when you're going to get there, how long we have to go? Sorry, so I don't see the clock here. So sorry, Dhamasi, to bothering you.
That's okay.
What time is it now?
We have just a couple of minutes, Geshe.
Influence. My aunt and my mother my father brought it them when they are teenager, like 10, 12, brought it to Nepal, countryside of Nepal, and left with this one rich Sherpa family, basically like a maid, how is it, maid? Servant. With a teenager. My mother left maybe like when she became like 16 or 15. She doesn't want to stay there. She just left and went to Sikkim, met my father. My another aunt, elder one, my mother's elder sister, lived there all her life. What they do, the rich family have gas, you have to serve, you have to take the water serve them, chop the wood, whatever the chores that you have to do. So now the whole this family, most of them pass away. Now she herself become like the boss. The boss. I went there a few times. That's her life, serving other people. Now there are under her. There's four girls, one man, old man. His job is to look after the cows, and he's wearing like one hand. He's wearing like 3 watch. None of them walk. So then he liked to drink, he likes the homemade beer, not like here, like fancy beer, homemade beer. So sometimes we get together in the kitchens, so then I see his mouth like, but he's afraid to ask. And I tell my aunt, why you don't offer something? Now he's look at this, the old man. So then when he walks in, if he sees me there, so he knows he's going to get something, then he's kind of all smile. Anyway, so now that, like there's influence. The way my aunt talked to those girls, so then they will not eat. They will not eat with you. So they serve you first, then they will eat. You don't eat in the kitchen. You eat in the house. They bring the food. So then after that, they eat in the kitchen around the, not the stove like here. They're like handmade stove. They eat there. One time, then my aunt very much liked the Tibetan noodles that I make. She really likes, and she's kind of begging me like make one. I say, okay, one conditions. If I make noodles, we're all going to eat together in the kitchen, not in the room. We're all going to eat in the kitchen. So those girls, like they never had a chance or opportunity to eating with their boss. So it's kind of heartbreaking. So that they grew up in the corner of the stove. Even we are all eating in the kitchens, they don't come close. I have to force them to come close. They just grew up there. So they don't feel comfortable. So there's the influence, like generation after generation. Then my aunt become like one of them. So then I encourage her to not to call their name. So treat them well. That's the best dharma. That's the dharma. You are very devoted to going to temple, to lighting of the candles, making offerings. These are the real practice. You treat them well. Don't treat them the way you've been treated. Maybe you may be treated unfairly, but now you have chance, opportunity to treat them well. So that's then, even you cannot go to temple, you don't need to go to temple. Even though you cannot make offering to temple, that's fine. Treat them well. That's the best merit. So, took long time. Improve a little bit, improve here, there. So that's what I'm talking about, influence. And unfortunately, they're going to temple. Oh, that's the Dharma. They don't understand Dharma. So nobody taught them. So anyway, so sorry to wasting your time here. So at the very end of the class, alhamdulillah, I'll do dedication. Oh, yeah, thank you. Then see you next Wednesday. Now maybe 2 more class, maybe we'll finish, okay? So hand. So I've been thinking, so I already got your phone number from Ramasi. I asked Ramasi your phone number. So what I'm going to do, maybe I may call you someday this week. I want to say some prayer. I want you to hear. There's certain prayer that I'm going to say that then you need
Oh,
to
thank you, Geshe.
for your health. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ramasi.
Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may we quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, we too dedicate all these merits in the best way that we may follow their perfect example. We dedicate all these roots of virtue. The dedication praises the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so we might perform good works. We dedicate whatever virtues we have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of perfect pure Losangdrapa to shine forever. Now the long life prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Awatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and Blessed Void, Lama ornament of the Yellow Hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduers more way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine. Who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. Om Taritu re soha. 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 Om Taritu re soha.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. And everyone have a wonderful night. See you next Wednesday, okay? Thank you,
Thank you,
Thomas.
Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Lamala.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you,
Thank
Thomas.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Donna.
Geshe.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, Donna.
Hold on.